Hey Sean, alright, let's take a look at your thumbnails first and then go into your stew pose. Let me read your note first. Going for a running backflip off of a wall, his left foot is meant to be in contact as to get kicking off the wall at the height of his run at the wall. Unsure what to do with his right leg as that is where he gets the driving force to turn, but it kept interpenetrating the stomach, so I rotated out. And his hands and threw me out a bit, and it's heavy me when I throw. Yeah, definitely. Cool. I'm glad you had fun with it. Okay, so let me just look at your thumbnails first. These are looking pretty good, nice and simple. I would say you could simplify them even more than what you have right now. You're getting, just thinking more about the connection of the arms and the legs and everything like that, where they're connected to the body, and you don't really need to do that. Like, you can get these poses out very simply and quickly, and if you center around that line of action, that's really the best way to approach it with a character. And with that, I would say the more simple the better. So I go with stick figures in my drawings, and just remember that, like, you're trying to get the force of the actual character with that line of action, more than the body composition or anything like that. And so anything like that, like, I wouldn't even worry about bringing those arms together like that. Like, see, what would the weight on this character be? It'd be something like that. And then this one back like that. But see, I'm still getting the same effect, but just like really, I would, on pen and paper, that would be a lot faster for me, but with this small little Wacom that I have, it takes a little bit longer. But yeah, that's the idea, just like quickly get that out and draw your poses and keep exploring that same pose on paper whenever you can. So I see you have this other one. Okay, so this is you. Oh, good, perfect. And you did exactly what I was going to go into next, which is exploring those options and going a little bit further with your ideas. Not just drawing one pose, but drawing multiple poses. So that's awesome. That's really cool to see that you did that. But again, like, simplification is, like, I see you're doing the line of action here, and that's nice. But yeah, I wouldn't even worry about like putting the joints there or anything like that. Like, just think of them like really quick, simple poses. And the stick figure route is just like so much easier because it kind of takes your mind off of all those other little details, and it just makes drawing those shapes a bit more simple too. Like, you're using the line, and then you're drawing maybe like a box for the torso, and then a head, and a circle for the head, and just like all that simple geometry, and then your stick figure legs. Like, yeah, it just makes things like just really nice and simple for you, for everybody. So that's what I'd suggest there. So that said, let's look at your pose. Okay, so cool. I mean, I see what you're going for here in terms of like what you're saying. It's kind of hard to understand where exactly this would happen, and to capture this like single frame, like where would be the key frame for this. And actually, this is probably, the storytelling point of this pose is that your character is backflipping off of a wall. And so yeah, you're onto something here with like where the placement of this character should be to tell that story, to say like, yeah, this is what my character is doing. So that's great. There's a few things. One of them is like this. The first thing, like, your staging is looking pretty good. It's nice and simple. But one thing to be careful of is like where we see this line in the wall, it's kind of overlapping with your character a little bit, and it's actually getting just a little bit too close to your character. And try to give it as much space as possible. Like, maybe extend that out and bring that line away from your character, because you don't want it to mess with the composition of your character. In fact, I don't think you need this light gray wall at all. You can take that out and just have this dark gray move for it. Because, I mean, we do we do need that wall in there to understand this is what your character is doing. They're back flipping off a wall, but I don't think you need to even make it this complicated. And I mean, even though it's very simple, right now you can take away a lot of that complication and just very quickly get that same idea across by just having just having a lot more simplicity, so we're not getting that line there. Which is, it's just a small thing, but it makes a big difference in terms of appeal. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I mean, I think your line is really nice. And the foot pushing off, like we're getting that sense. I think, you know, maybe, let's see. I'm wondering if we can move this down a little bit and go more with the toe pushing off. And this is me experimenting with some ideas. But no, you know what I like this toe being flat because it kind of reinforces that idea of the push-off coming from the wall. And so this, you said something about his right leg is where he gets the driving force to turn, but it kept penetrating with the stomach. And again, like that intersecting and penetration through the stomach and stuff, that's okay. And it's basically what I was pointing out in the Q&A today. If your pose reads and has that appeal, I wouldn't worry about intersections right now. So I kind of like the way it is right now, but if you have a better idea for it, then by all means go ahead and try that. But that looks pretty good. So, and then yeah, I'd say like you said there was starting to be some sort of turn with this character like flipping around, right? And like I'm not sure if you mean the turn is like going back this way or like turning this way or continuing turning that way, which I would say, I don't know if it's like both of those are happening. But either way, maybe you could rotate the body controller out towards camera a little bit and just give a little bit more of the body open to camera. Not a lot, because I do like this line that you're getting here, but just enough to like just start showing. And even then, like with the spine controller, maybe a little bit more rotated out towards the camera, so you're getting some sort of twist there. And you're just kind of bringing more depth to the pose is the idea with that. And I like how you're getting the spine and the neck connected there. Now with the arms, it's not necessarily twinning with the arms, but it's getting close to that. And so let me see, like her arms are up like that. Like what I'd like to see is like maybe like one arm a little bit ahead of the other one or something like that, just to and again, this, like you pointed out in your notes, the head is really annoying, but that's fine for what you're doing. Like we can get this shape with the arms, and I think that will still feel like they're stretched out, but it will still give that a little bit of bend, gives it more of a natural feel. And then with the hands, so I'm seeing a lot of this in the wrist, like the hands are doing that, and let's see, trying to like orient. My brain isn't working that well this morning. Trying to orient to like where that would be. So I like this hand pose, but yeah, if you bring this arm a little bit further away from the head, and then bring that hand more like that. But, you know, keep that hand pose. And then this one, I'd say the same sort of thing would be happening here. Like, there would just be, like, I'd almost prefer that you copied that hand pose of, of your, of the left hand, and just change it up a little bit in where the wrist is oriented. So like just like maybe rotating back and down a little bit like that. So this will give it just a little bit more of a natural feel. Like just basically what we went over in the Q&A today. But yeah, overall it's looking good. So good first start. I'd say just focus a little bit more on the composition of, like, especially watching out where things in the background will create lines that are distracting, and just getting a little bit more of a natural feel in both the arms and the spine, and you're good to go. So great stuff, Sean. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, thanks.